So 826 Boston is a nonprofit writing, tutoring, and publishing organization. And our mission is to empower young people, amplify their voices, and really help them step into being leaders in their communities. And even though we opened our doors in 2007, we're actually one of 9 different chapters in the 826 National Network. So we're not the oldest 826, we're just 826 Boston. But it also means that we have a whole network all over the country of people that we can partner with and learn from and really amplify what it is that we do and learn from the success that's been built over years in other spaces.
Fabulous. And our viewers got a little taste with the half marathon that we aired last week. But I'd love to know, how many students do you serve, and what are the programs that 826 Boston offers?
Ooh, good question. Since we opened, we have served around 30,000 students, around 340 teachers in 80 different schools. So we're building up those numbers. They're going to keep growing. They're going to keep getting bigger. But as for our programs, we have a whole suite of programming that we do. We do some partnerships with schools to do programming during the school day, and then we also do after-school programming. So we do tutoring after school at our tutoring center that is truly 2 doors down from here. You might have seen it a little bit. We also have our writer's room program where we have spaces within schools that we can then run our partnerships from and work with teachers. We have a STEM literacy initiative. We do college essay support for both seniors and juniors. It's junior season for our college essay work. And then our newest branch of programming is the in-school programs, where we are partnering with teachers to go into schools where we don't have a physical space. So we're making these partnerships with teachers and going in and supporting them in writing projects that are not just about writing. There's a lot of cross-disciplinary work. We're working with STEM and writing and finding out where those things kind of cross, working with humanities. Some of them are a little more obvious, some of them are a little more interesting to help people realize where the connections are.
Great. So it sounds like a lot of cross-pollination going on at the organization. That's great. And 826 Boston, it requires a lot of hands on board to provide the one-on-one attention that you give your students. Who are some of these partners that you work with, and how do you go about finding your extensive team?
Although our staff is rather small, we are mighty in numbers. We have around 500 volunteer members in our volunteer corps annually that we recruit from all over the place. We have some partnerships with local universities to have service learners that will spend a whole semester volunteering with us in a consistent way. We have some corporate partners that also support us. We also are partnered with the AmeriCorps program, so we have 15 fellows that serve with us annually. And it's really how we're able to get those numbers. It's through mainly our volunteer corps that we're able to really make sure that we're meeting the needs of our students and getting that individualized support that they need.
That's incredible. And speaking of amplification, a big part of the organization, as you said, is amplifying student voices, primarily through cultivating their writing. Can you talk a little bit about the Young Authors Book Project and how it's building the confidence and perhaps the careers of these young people?
Yeah, the Young Authors Book Project is really a way to demystify the entire process of writing and publishing a book. It's really important that we help our young people understand that their words hold as much weight as any other authors. So through the Young Authors Book Project, they'll go through writing workshops. They will go through peer editing. They'll have a release party. We also have an editorial board made up of students, and these are paid positions for students to take on a leadership role and really find out what the nuts and bolts of publishing looks like behind the scenes. Wow. And so it's the entire process of demystifying the entire process so that it's more accessible, so they can see themselves as writers, they can see themselves as members of that industry, and that they can ultimately be published authors and see and hold their book at the end of the process.
That's amazing. And how long does it usually take from start to finish?
Oh, good question. Usually it takes about a year. Traditionally, we'll partner with a specific school or a specific teacher and really work throughout the whole school year to come up with the final result. But we actually, as of last year, tried out a new model where we were accepting community submissions to bring them together. And that worked out really well, and we're really excited about that.
That's awesome. And as we all know, it takes a village to run an organization. But what are some of the current needs of 826 Boston right now?
Like I said, we have a lot of different programming. We have our hands on a lot of different pots. But I think right now what we're most looking for, or what we are most looking for the community to support us in, is finding volunteers that are meeting some specific needs that our students have. For example, we have a lot of volunteers that love and are really passionate about writing, but we also are looking for volunteers that want to explore how that writing connects with other subjects. Or for example, for our tutoring, we're looking for people who maybe if they don't identify as writers, they want to come and help students out with fractions or chemistry, because we do that too. Or maybe we're also looking for bilingual, specifically Spanish speakers, because we work with some schools that are bilingual Spanish speaking, and we have an entire branch of our in-school program that is dedicated to that bilingual programming that we deliver. Those are some of our highest needs right now.
All right, thank you for sharing that. And you do service the K through 12 students throughout Boston. What are some of the ways that you support students once they finish school?
There's a lot of wanting our alumni, as we think of them. If you're with us for any amount of time, we consider you an alumni. But we always want our young people to keep coming back, whether that's being involved at any of our events and being speakers, whether that is taking on those positions of leadership, such as being part of the editorial board for the Young Authors Book Project, being part of our youth literacy advisory board that puts together their own publication, and it's also another paid position. And then also we always invite them to come back and volunteer. If you're going to college locally, you can come back and volunteer while you're doing that, be a service learner, give back to the students that are in your local community that you grew up in.
So always part of the 826 Boston family.
Yeah.
And we're officially in spring, summer's right around the corner. What are some of the new things on the horizon for 826 Boston in terms of programming?
Ooh. On the horizon, we have we call them YLAB, the Youth Literacy Advisory Board. They're about to debut their book in June. The title is going to be announced very soon, so I don't even know it, but it's going to be great, I'm sure of it. But they've been working on a collection of some poems and some written pieces that has been their year-long project. As we're also heading into spring, we are looking forward to our college essay work with juniors over the summer. That's going to be really exciting. And then we are looking towards next fall, starting some new partnerships with schools with supporting science fair and the science literacy piece there, as well as some new writing workshops.